Good morning, all my 5th and 6th grade peeps. How are you guys? How was your weekend? I had a great weekend. I got a couple of visits from my grandbaby, so I got grandbaby sugar. So anytime that happens, that's a good weekend for me. All right, so this is our second school-wide vocabulary video of the week. And again, I told you Miss Hasty has asked me to use science words with your grade levels. So right now I've just done a little research, and so this word you may or may not be familiar with. It's an important word. I know when you're doing somebody maybe doing your science fair, so I chose it for that reason. And I've talked to Mr. Tomlinson, and he's going to be getting me a list of some words together that how we'll start using. Okay, all right, so this is the week of February 1st through the 5th, and our word is observation. I'm doing this video from home, as you can tell, so I was not able to make copies. So I'm having to fold my word window this time, okay? So here we go, observation. It is using as a noun. I'm using it as a noun this time. I have underlined the word. Here is the pronunciation, observation, okay? If you see this upside down E, that's called a schwa, and that has the sound. I have something in my eye again. So there are four syllables for observation. Those little dashes in between, that's where you divide the syllables. So when you look up a word, the pronunciation should be right out beside it when you're looking in the dictionary, okay? So that's, all it does is, if you've never read the word before, you've never heard the word before, that breaks it down into syllables and tells you how to say it, okay? That's what the pronunciation is there for. You'll need to, it'll help you say, okay, is that a long A like here, or is it a short A? Is it like this was observation, T-I-O-N, is like, it has the SH sound. Okay, so we wouldn't know that unless we looked at the pronunciation. So that's why the pronunciation is important to be there when you're looking up words that are unfamiliar to you. So going on to the definition. The dictionary.com, I wrote down actually a couple of definitions. It is an act or instance of viewing or noting a fact or occurrence for some scientific or other special purpose. So some of the definitions are specific to science, and so I did choose that one. And this is just more of a general definition, but it's kind of the one that we think of when we talk about an observation. It's an act or instance of regarding attentively or watching. So when you regard something, you don't pay attention to it, you notice it, okay? So in science, though, it is that same act or instance of viewing something or an occurrence, which means when something happens, for some scientific or other special purpose. So you are watching something, you're paying attention to it closely, you're regarding it for a special or specific purpose. So, and this is what I said, when you watch something very closely in order to gain knowledge about it, you're observing it, you're making an observation about it. Here's my picture. I'm going to go ahead and show you that because I think that the picture helps to describe it a little bit better or help you to understand it. So now here, there's different types of observations, and so disregard what that said. I just like the picture, and if I could have deleted that part out, but the picture was a very good representation of what I was trying to get you to understand. The researcher will use her observation about the monkeys to enable zookeepers to understand their habits. So there's actually a very famous scientist that her name was Jane Goodall, and she used to observe, like she went into the wild and into the jungles and observed gorillas, or monkeys and their habitats and their habits. I'm not sure if that was who that was supposed to be, but anyway, you could tell she's over here taking notes. She's observing. There's the monkeys. So she's making an observation. And that observation is going to help. Let's say that the monkeys are being transported to a zoo. So that's going to help the zookeeper to understand how to, take care of them. So that's why I like that picture, because I thought that was a real good picture to help us to understand the word observation. And I apologize, my picture is not in color. I'm at home and my copier and my printer only does black and white here at the house. Some synonyms for observation is an examination, an inspection. So like she's inspecting something, she's examining what they do, they're examining their behaviors. She's doing research, of course. And another one that maybe you're familiar with this term, it's called surveillance. Like a surveillance camera. You ever heard of that? Okay, a camera does surveillance. Well, what are they doing? They are observing, the camera's observing, watching closely to see what they need to, what knowledge or what information needs to be gained. Now, these antonyms are a little bit, you're going to have to kind of put your thinking cap on and use it intensely. Inattention. So when you don't pay something attention, like I told you, you regard, you paid attention. So if you're not having any attention to something, you're not observing it. Neglecting something. Neglect means that you don't pay it any attention. Unobservance. Okay, now here's the word observe is actually the root word. So we've got observation, which the root word is observe. And so unobservance, what does the prefix un mean? It means not, right? So un would make us, we are not observing something. We're not watching it closely. And then another one, thoughtlessness. Thoughtlessness. That's like the act of not giving something any kind of thought whatsoever. So those are antonyms, which are words that mean the opposite. Synonyms are words that mean the same or similar, okay? So once again, our word was observation. And here's our picture again. I'll read the sentence one more time. The researcher will use her observation about the monkeys to enable zookeepers to understand their habits. So she's watching them closely. She's making an observation about them in order to she has a reason for that, okay? She's wanting to help the zookeepers to understand how the monkeys behave and how better to be able to, to keep them whenever they go into captivity. If you see me or Miss Dorothy out and about if you see us in the library, you see Miss Dorothy on lunch duty, or if you see me out in the hallway, or if you see me going to a classroom or something, and you share the word observation with us, and use it in a sentence. If you use the definition, give us the definition in your own words, okay? I don't want you going and looking it up and writing it down. That's not the way that I know that you understood what the word was about, okay? So, but if you do share that with us and you share it in the correct way, you will get a treat, all right? So I'm looking forward to hearing some of those answers this week. Have a great week, guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.